Hi everyone, so this video is a bit late, but this is my January end of the month K-pop haul, where I share all the things that came in the mail in January, excluding the things that came in my Japanese proxy site packages. And so I didn't do one of these for December because when I did my 2018 K-pop album tag, I put all of my new releases in that video. And so for December, I just picked up a few more new releases. And I also did some unboxings in December. So you saw a lot of those things there. But quickly, I'm just going to go over those albums that I did pick up in December first before I get into the January things. And so first is GOT7's Present You and Me album. So this is their repackage of their Present You album. And so this was sort of a must for me to buy because on the extra CD, they added a lot of the unit songs, and I saw some of these performed live when I saw GOT7 last summer. So I was really excited to pick this up. And so I ended up picking up two versions of this album because one was for me and another one was for my friend who doesn't collect photo cards. And so I have multiple cards to share. I did put one of JB's cards in my photo card binder, which I haven't taken out for this video, but I do have one of JB's cards. The other ones I pulled, this is Mark, Jin Young, Jackson, Yugam, and Bam Bam cards. So if anyone's interested in these, I guess contact me. I would love to trade for JB, or I could also sell them if you're looking for these. And then another album I purchased and received in December was Kun's Japanese debut album, Me. So I'm just showing the version B right now. I did a full unboxing of this version as well as the LP-sized fan club version for this album. And he actually just released the Korean version of this same album with different language versions of the song Umbrella and of course different packaging. So I'm really happy that people are finally talking about this album because it is basically all in English, and I think it would appeal to a lot of people. And I think it really shows a surprising side to a lot of people who don't normally listen to 2PM's solo music, or just I guess their Japanese music in general. This will probably be on Spotify sometime soon, so I highly recommend checking it out. The other 2PM release that I received last month that I also did an unboxing for was Junho's Junho the Best album. So I have the box set right here, which I did an unboxing for, as well as the LP-sized fan club version for that too. And I've talked about this album. It's basically his first best of album in Japan with a lot of his best hits. So it's a good thing to pick up if you don't own any of Junho's Japanese albums. Otherwise, it comes with a nice photo book. An LP-sized version has some very stunning images as well. And then the last album I got in December, but technically I got these two copies in January, were Day6's Remember Us mini album. So these are signed copies I got from M-Wave, and I received these last month. But I did buy unsigned versions that I've already sold in December. So that's why I'm going to stick them here. And I just adore this mini album so much. I really love their Youth series. If I had to compare this to Shoot Me, the first part of their Youth series, I may like it slightly more because I just adore that title track. But I really love the retro vibe with Remember Us, and seeing more of Day6's funkier side and their more, I guess, experimental side. And I ended up doing a small group order among friends and buying a few extra copies myself as a way to try to increase the chances of us getting our biases photo cards. And I wasn't very successful in getting Brian's card, other than this one here, which I ended up pulling a duplicate of it, so I'm willing to trade this for another Brian card. And these are my other pulls that I'm looking to trade for Brian's cards. So I have these two 7-gen ones, these two Jungwon ones, these two 7-gen ones, and then these two baby cards. And additionally, I have Jungwon's postcard and Brian's transparent sheet. So if anyone has Brian's other cards that you're willing to trade for any of these things, and I'm also selling these too, if that would interest anyone. so do let me know. And finally, I'm going to get into the things I picked up in January. And I ended up making orders in the latter half of the month, so I'm going to have a lot more things to share for my February end of the month haul. But the one album I ended up buying that was a new release was TVXQ's new chapter number 2, The Truth of Love. And I just adore this mini album so much. I really enjoy this a lot more than The Chance of Love, so the first part of the series. Even though this is a mini album versus their new chapter number 1 was a full-length album. I think this mini just worked as a whole a lot better than the first part of the series, which I felt like needed a repackage for it to be a bit more rounded. But there's a lot of interesting tracks on here that I really like. In particular, I really adore their solo songs. Yoonho's City Lights is probably my favorite, but I just adore Jongmin's Beautiful Stranger ballad. I think it's one of his best ballads that he's done. And then for the group songs, they're all good, but I think my favorite is either Jelly Love or Sooner Than Later, featuring The Quiet. And then also closing off the album, Circle is a really good song as well. And so I just ended up getting a random version, and this is the cover I ended up getting. The photo books are the same in all 3 versions, which if you look at how thick this photo book is, I feel like they could have just done 3 versions with different photo books for each concept, but I guess they just wanted this to be a nice thick release for their 15th anniversary, so that's nice. The photo card, or I guess postcard that I ended up pulling was Jongmin's, and I guess I will slowly make my way to getting the other 5 postcards from this release, which probably shouldn't be too difficult using proxy sites or something. And the last 2 things that I got that were albums are 2 promo CDs that I've been wanting for a very long time. They're Yenny's, or Hot Felt's, singles that she's released since leaving JYP. And I just really adore Yenny's solo music. Her first solo album that she released while she was in JYP is one of my favorite female solo albums of all time. And so I've been very eagerly anticipating her next solo album that she's been teasing. I thought it was going to be released last year, but I guess there was a delay for that. So hopefully it's going to come out soon. She did recently dye her hair a new color, so hopefully that's a signal. But because I was a little impatient waiting that album, which will probably have all 4 of these songs on it, I went ahead and got these promo CDs off of Great Music CD on eBay, who was selling them for a pretty reasonable price. And I had some of those, you know, eBay promo dollars or eBay bucks, so I decided to spend those on these 2 singles. And so this jewel case version are the first 2 singles, which is I Wander and Read Me. And on the cover, I think, is a picture of her niece. And then this single was what she released last year, which was Plume and Cigar. And it comes with this nice lyric poster that I think I'm going to stick in my photo card binder, since I have this little small Wonder Girls section there now. And the next thing I'm going to share is something that's pretty special, that I'm surprised I actually own, because I didn't take part in their Kickstarter, or I forget exactly where you were supposed to fund this particular photo book, but it is Dreamcatcher's first photo book that they had. I had a friend who somehow got hold of an extra copy and was willing to give it to me, which was very nice of her. But this is a beautiful photo book. It's a nice bound book, and the photos in here are so nice. I think there's some full unboxings you could find on YouTube. That's why I didn't do one. But Dreamcatcher has been slowly making their way up my bias list. I think at the moment they're at number 4, though to be honest, they're probably tied at number 3 for my favorite girl groups. And I'm really happy that I own this photo book now, and I've been trying to expand more of their collection, which has been a little difficult given how quickly their stuff goes out of print, but I guess I was lucky enough to start collecting them somewhat early, so that's not too big of an issue when it comes to their earlier stuff for me. And what also comes in this photo book is this standee, which is very pretty, as well as this photo card set. I think look at this on the back. And so the last few things I have to share are some Fansite goods that are, of course, 2PM related, or I guess more specifically Junho related. And I'm really glad that I finally connected with some hotties who are Junho stans, so I could finally join more of these group orders for new Fansite goods. And what I ended up ordering was his calendar that came in this box here from one of his prominent Fansites. It comes with a DVD, or I guess 2 DVDs with some footage from his Junho the Best concert. But the real reason to buy this calendar, of course, is for the calendar itself. And so this is what the calendar looks like. I'll just flip to, so this is January's, and I have it now flipped to February, which has this image. And also extra goodies that came with this calendar was this memo pad, as well as this little photo card set. And then lastly, the same Fansite also had a stock sale for this DVD set that they were selling earlier last year. And I'm really glad they had a stock sale on this because it's something that I really wanted, but it's a little hard to commit with EMS shipping if you're not buying this in a group order. And I also shared the same Fansite's DVD set that they produced a few years ago when I had my Japonica Market haul. But this is their 4th DVD and most recent one, and it's just beautiful. I think they do a really good job with packaging and selecting or a selection of images. And so these images were taken during his fan meeting in Korea this past year, and it includes this little mini photo book with various pictures that were from this past year, as well as this mouse pad and postcard set. And what was also really cool about that DVD set was that he also produced a slogan of Junho. And I've said this on my channel before, that I've been slightly envious of people who stan groups that produce a lot of goods like for slogan sets. But I finally have this Junho one, I think when he's performing 82Y for Genesis of 2PM. And it looks like this on the back. And now this is everything that I picked up either in December or in January. So I hope you guys enjoyed this haul video, and let me know what some of your guys' favorite things are, as well as what other releases you guys really enjoyed that came out in January. And until next time, bye.